Greetings. I'm the Reverend Jen Fenner, and we continue today focused on the Gospel of Luke, chapter 5, verses 7 to 11. We hear Jesus, after he's sent Simon Peter and others out to fish at a time when they really shouldn't be. They've come back with such a catch that the nets are breaking. And it says in verse 7 that they signaled their partners in the other boats to come and help them. And they came and filled both boats so full that the boats themselves began to sink. And when Simon Peter saw this, it says he fell at Jesus' knees and said, "Go away from me, Lord. I'm a sinful man." For he and all his companions were astonished at the catch of fish they had taken. And so were James and John, the sons of Zebedee, Simon's partner. Then Jesus said to Simon Peter, "Don't be afraid. From now on you will fish for people." So they pulled their boats up on shore, left everything, and followed Jesus. The power in this passage to me is, as Andy Stanley says, the faith that Peter and James and John exhibit is a faith that is based on the content of what they had seen. It's not just blind faith. They've literally been fishing all night, caught nothing, came back, were cleaning their nets, and this man appears and starts teaching. And his teaching is so powerful that they listen with their hearts and their minds and their ears. And then this man who's been teaching powerfully asks them to do the same thing, but differently. And they do it, and they see before their very eyes so many fish that the nets break and the boats begin to sink. And they work together, James and John and Peter and others, to empty the fish out of the boats before their work tools are lost. And the powerful part to me about this is that Simon Peter's response is not to begin to plan what is he going to do with such a great harvest that God has given him. What's he going to do with all of the resources that he's just hauled in? His response is to acknowledge immediately the power of God at work in Jesus. He goes straight to Jesus, falls to his knees, and says, "Lord, I'm sinful." And implicit in that statement is, I followed you once, Jesus, and it's clear that you can do more than that in my life. And that is why Peter leaves everything right there and follows after Jesus. I think it's interesting that our call, as Andy Stanley says, is to follow Jesus and to trust that the process of following Jesus will take us to the next step. We don't always need to plan out how we're going to grow in spiritual maturity. We simply need to listen, to pay attention, to do as Jesus says, and to trust that the next step will be plain before us. God, I saw you. I heard you. I listened to you. Now I see who I am before you, and I want to follow you. Today, I invite you to continue to lay before yourself the question, am I following? Not the question, am I good enough? Have I arrived? How will I get to? Simply, am I following? Am I seeking to hear you? And when I hear you, God, am I seeking to do what you say? And when I see the evidence of what you're doing before me, am I trying to take it all for myself to continue to live life as I have? Or am I willing to take the next step? What's the big harvest that God has put before you that instead of just using it like you always have, you're called to somehow take the next step? Lord, thank you. Thank you that because this is a relationship with you, it's not a strategic plan with next steps laid out. Thank you that you just invite us to listen, to do, and to continue as your Spirit moves. Give us hearts that are sensitive enough, God, that we would hear you today and be willing to take the next step as we follow. In Jesus' name.